It's so hard for me to sit back here in this studio looking at a guy on here hollering my name when last year I spent more money on spilt liquor in bars from one side of this world to the other than you made. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down.
And now, the two shitheads welcome you to Pro Wrestling Extreme Talk.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Pro Wrestling Extreme Talk. JJ, what's happening?
Nothing. You just caught me drinking my water.
Yeah, I kind of figured that was water in that cup.
Mm-hmm.
Some very important news today. We would like to welcome a brand new sponsor to the podcast, and it is Red's Texas Barbecue, 3116 Elton Road in Johnstown, and their phone number is 814-254-4981, and it's the Old Country Garden six-pack. Jay, I know you've been a customer there before when it was a six-pack shop. I went in Wednesday for some food.
Well, that's surprising.
And exactly, and the food is outstanding.
Yes, very, very tasty.
So we're proud to have them as a sponsor, and also let's not forget about our other sponsors: Habits Beer and Tobacco, 960 Franklin Street. And also Tulloon's 90 Lule Street.
All fine establishments and good people also.
Absolutely. So tonight we got on the show, we got Gordy Palko. He is from, his main fed is the Sanctuary in Hazleton, PA.
This will be a good one.
Absolutely. And we will bring him on here in a second. But, folks, when the interview is over, stick around because we will be giving a gift certificate away. All you have to do is answer one easy trivia question. And
Am I eligible to win that?
No.
Oh.
You're not.
Okay.
So, let's bring Gordy on. Hello, Gordy. How are you?
Hey, guys. What's going on? How you both doing?
Fantastic. Welcome to Pro Wrestling Extreme Talk, man.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be on. This is officially my podcast debut, doing the one of many professional wrestling podcasts. So I'm hoping that it's one of many, and I'm glad that I'm making my start here on the Pro Wrestling Extreme Talk.
Awesome.
Very cool, man. Very cool.
Yeah.
So let's get right down to it, Gordy. Tell everyone a little bit about yourself that doesn't know you.
Okay, so shoot. My name is Jordan. I'm 26 years old, and I'm from northeastern Pennsylvania. Wrestling character is Gordy Palko and the Keystone Conservative as I go through. So for those that are not from the state of Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania is known as the Keystone State. So I was able to try to tie in a little bit of that state heritage and, tie that into a little bit of the origin of Gordy Palko as a character. So I train at the Sanctuary Stunt Studio in Hazleton, Pennsylvania. It's right near Wilkes-Barre, Scranton area. And I train with John Trotsky, formerly known as Supremely Great. He's a stunt actor. He trained Mickey Rourke when he did the Wrestler. He actually taught Mickey Rourke how to be a wrestler. he trained through the Wild Samoans. He was a head trainer there, and then he started his own promotion, his own school, and we were doing all kinds of stuff there. So originally started training in 2019, January 2019. Started warming up, just kind of breaking in, and had a really good first year, and then we started getting the ball rolling, and then everything just got a little wonky. So last year was definitely a sophomore slump, but now we're coming out of it, and I'm more than excited to get the ball rolling.
Cool.
Very cool.
What would you say was your first memory of professional wrestling? Like, what got you hooked to want to get into the business?
Getting into the business. Okay, so first memory with wrestling as a fan. Definitely, I'm the youngest of 4 boys, 3 older brothers, and it was always watching them play video games, always playing, WWF No Mercy on the Nintendo 64. I think that was No Mercy. Or you have the wrestling action figures laying around the house. You have a random Sting, a random Goldberg, Stone Cold Steve Austin. So it was always kind of like integrated in just being a kid, especially when you're growing up in a household of boys. And then finally, my first recollection of watching it, actively watching it, is, and my age is going to show for it, but it was right around that 2002, 2003 era where you have, I could have sworn, one of my first memories is definitely like that initial John Cena WWE Championship push. Batista was with Evolution, and the 2 clipboard promo, and that was kind of like the stepping point going into it, and then getting my brothers all into it. The two of my brothers, we were within like a 2 or 3 year age difference, so we were all always wrestling. We made the CDs for the entrances. We had a sectional in the living room, so we'd always wrestle in the living room and use the sectional as a turnbuckle. So it was always just integrated. And then obviously, roughhousing and wrestling, you kind of get in trouble in school or at friend's house. You go on a trampoline, you're always going to be wanting to do moves to people. So it was always a weird forbidden fruit growing up. So it was always really difficult, especially as a fan, because you want to emulate what you're watching on television. You want to be like these people, and then you're doing it, and then you're getting in trouble for it. So it was always a weird, I'm going to do this. Oh, no, I can't do that anymore. So I feel like that put a damper on it. So then I never thought, that this could actually be a reality. It wasn't until the reality settled in, because Trotsky is a good friend of one of my best friends, family friend. And then I just kind of like passively said, I'd really like to learn how to do pro wrestling. He's like, oh, he has a school. He does this, he does that. I'll get you guys in touch. And then we met and immediately clicked. His approach with training is very unique. It's very different. He views wrestling as as a controlled set, almost like it's a controlled movie set where things need to be scripted. If you're going to do anything risque, you got to run by them. Safety is paramount. If something goes wrong, we can yell cut. And because he, growing up, especially in the Wild Samoan Academy in the 90s, it was a much different, era back then, where you're just taking bumps and bumps and bumps and bumps and bumps. And he's just like, hey guys, I want you guys to be able to not endure that, but we're going to try to change it to it. We're doing the quality over quantity. You're not going to be trial by fire. I'm going to teach you guys how to do this, so you don't have to do this a million times in order to get this right. So breaking in, it was really kind of just happened, and then things just started working itself out.
Cool.
Very cool.
Little known fact, Stryker and I did the same sort of living room wrestling, and it was always it turned.
I wasn't a backyarder. I wasn't a backyarder. I was a living room wrestler. You get one of those. You get one of those metal tins of popcorn, and you're like, "Hey, mom, watch this!" Bong! And, she's throwing a fit, and we're both laughing because it didn't hurt at all. We're doing the cookie sheet spot before ECW was doing the cookie sheet.
Oh, that's pretty good. It's nice to see somebody else does living room wrestling other than us.
Oh yeah, so that was always like a crazy intro. But then, like I said, then there's the forbidden fruit where you're getting in trouble in school because you're roughhousing or you're doing things, and parents are calling your parents and saying, "Hey, so and so, bopped his head because they're messing around." And then it was like, "All right, you're not supposed to do this." And I was okay. So then I kind of fell out of it, and then it wasn't until about maybe all throughout middle school, wasn't it? High school, then started watching again. I had one of my really good friends, him and his brothers watched it, and then they got me into it, and then it was kind of just reignited from there, and then watched it casually, supported it, and then didn't really even pay much attention to the whole training and indie scene. I still thought the business was closed. I never really paid that much to the indie scene and the economy of going to schools and going to shows and stuff. I never really paid much mind to it. And then once I realized that you could do this, and there are barriers of entry, but if you put your mind to it and you put your body to it, you could do it. It's nowhere near what it used to be 25 years ago. And, as long as you show up, show out, and you do what you're supposed to, you're going to be able – it's easy to get the ball rolling if you do what you're supposed to.
Absolutely. So so your home fed is a sanctuary in Hazleton, like I said. Mm-hmm. Is there any other feds that you currently work for?
Yeah, so right before the pandemic struck, I was also working with Kakoa. He's based out of the Poconos originally, and he's the champion at MCW. But he was based out of the Poconos in Northeast PA. But then during the pandemic, he ended up going down to Florida because that's where everything is going on. He had his own fed going on, Work Rate Entertainment. They were pretty much in the Poconos and doing things like that. So the game plan was I did a couple stints with WXW with Samu and the Wild Samoans, and then was trying to get my foot in the door with True Wrestling. They're based out of Berwick and Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, because they also were they just got a venue in Wilkes-Barre. So it was like, great, okay, I'll work at Sanctuary, work at Work Rate, and then get into True. That's a good three venue booking a month, just so that I'm still training, but I'm also starting to get those reps in and starting to do more. But then, like I said, I think the last show I did before everything shut down last March, it was at the high school. It was at like the North Pocono High School, and we were doing a big benefit, wrestling show, and it was a huge success. And that seemed like that was going to become a regular thing, and then everything just went flat. So currently, right now, I just started with True last week. They started back up in Berwick, and they had an awesome show, sold out crowd. The locker room there is great. The energy there was great. The fans are fantastic. Also, it's cool because the people that host the venue they're new to hosting the venue, but they're a wrestling fan family. So they were very welcoming and bringing us in. They were giving us, they were telling us, hey, we got water in the back. You guys do this, do that. We're just happy you guys are here. It's a lot of fun. So it's definitely still in the walk phase, and now I'm just hoping to expand from there. And it definitely helps because we have a lot of people coming in and out of the sanctuary. We have HC Loke coming on a regular basis and training with us, ECW original HC Loke. We have people from Johnny Rods' school and Gleason's gym coming in. We have people coming from the Wild Samoans. So there's always that networking aspect where then, if there's a car seat open, I'm going to be able to go somewhere. So right now, just working Sanctuary, started up with True, but then hoping to start expanding, especially now that things are just opening up.
Awesome, man. Very cool. So, who would you say is the best worker you've worked with so far?
Cool. Definitely, I would say people that I've been associating myself with was my first year in training. We had Colby Carino. He was a regular training with us at the sanctuary. Actually, one of our guys that trains with us on a regular basis was one-on-one sessions with him for months, and I mean he was able to exponentially grow. His name is Andre Polino. He's great. But so Colby Carino was there. It was really cool because right after Colby had his son, it was Steve Carino, Colby, and his son, all three of them sitting in the ring. Like, you had 3 generations of Carinos sitting there. So that was definitely really cool. The current sanctuary champion is Ace Austin, and he's been there a couple times over the past couple months. He is a Wild Samoan grad, and he's also very friendly with Trotsky. He was hosting seminars, doing one-on-one sessions with us. He has a couple students, so they were coming in and doing shows. So, and then also Johnny the Man Moran, which I saw. If he hasn't been on the show already, he's going to be on a future show.
Yeah, he's coming up.
Yeah, and he's another one that's been offering, hey, I'm going to New York. He's the NYCW champ. He's like, hey, come up. There's always a spot in the car. So definitely, those are some of the really good names that have helped me at least get the ball rolling in the right direction.
Cool. Yeah. So the other side of that coin is we have a thing on the show called #shithead.
Ooh.
Have you encountered any shitheads, whether it be a in the ring or a locker room lawyer, anything like that?
So the thing that I look at it is I don't like to speak ill on people. So I think it's rather than I don't want to name drop, but I'll action drop. It's you. The worst is when so I tell people I'm doing this since January 2019. So I'm fairly new, fairly green. So a lot of things I'm doing is if I'm making these mistakes, I'm learning from them. I'm immediately like just last week I had a match with a guy and I'm going up, kind of being booked in as the face. I say to him, hey, so like what are we gonna do? And then he just starts throwing out the spots. And I'm like, and then halfway through I said, okay, so are you gonna be like heelish? Or are you gonna kind of like get some heat, get the crowd going, get them behind me? And he's like, spots. I'm like, okay. So then we start going through the match, and this guy kind of booked himself in as the face. He's doing, we start the match off hot. Chain. I finally hit him with the belly to belly. Rolls out. I come running. I do a baseball slide. He does a tiger roll back into the ring. I turn around, hits me with a dive spot, tosses me in, does two rope spots, hits me. I'm like, think to myself, as I'm laying there, I just took that second rope spot. I'm like, I feel like I'm supposed to be the heel right now. This is kind of weird. So like, it's just you start noticing when people are doing things, or you're realizing like, hey, like the whole got to get your shit in type idea. That's usually issues that I've noticed. People that when the promoter isn't giving enough direction and there's too much. We're putting a match together, and we just had this happen yesterday where you had finishes very similar to one another on a card, and nobody's talking to each other. And very early into it, I've learned like, hey, go up to the promoter and ask them, hey, is there anything you want us to accomplish? What's the story you want us to tell? Does it even matter? Is there anything that you want us to get across? Or because if they plan on bringing you back, they might have plans for you, or at least the guy you're going against, and this is how they want you to win. So I just learned like to kind of pick up on a lot of stuff. There is a lot of shitheads. There's a lot of people that they don't know, but they pretend they know. And that's like one of the biggest pet peeves that I'm picking up on is a guy that's now approaching 3 years in. I've seen really shitty and I've seen really, really good. I think it's been the biggest one is people that don't know, but they don't want to say they don't know. So they pretend they know. And then when they go out there, the proof is in the pudding and they just look like an idiot. So that would definitely be my biggest one. I could sit here all day, talk about the psychology aspects and all that stuff, but it's usually the guys that pretend they know when they certainly don't.
All right.
I was hoping you would say JJ was the biggest shithead, but you didn't.
Oh yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I rank right up there. Thank you.
Yeah.
Who would you say right now? either past or present, it doesn't matter, who your dream opponent would be.
Oh man. Oh man, I just think. See, I would really just love, like right now, currently, when I'm a huge fan of technical wrestling, like catch style. I like chain wrestling. I like grappling. Definitely right now, and I didn't really know much about him until I went to an NXT show and watched him. But Drew Gulak from Philly, I remember I watched him, and now I see all this stuff. But like watching him chain and watching him maneuver, I'm just like, dude, this guy is so smart. So I would love to just have as much time as possible, chain, technical wrestling. Even when he went against, Daniel Bryan at, I think it was SummerSlam 2 years ago, or last year rather, 2 years ago, that match could have been a throwaway match, and they both just made it look so good. So I would say in the current, definitely a Drew Gulak. If we're going old school, it would definitely be either an Eddie Guerrero or Dean Malenko, because Eddie Guerrero is the complete package. He's a high flyer. He's technical. He's got good psychology. He knows how to move. He can throw a man if he needs to. And all in all, he was fantastic. Yet again, I got in that mid 2000s range too. So, the lie, cheat, steal was on, and that was huge. So I would say one of those two.
I actually thought you was going to say Kurt Angle because of your attire. Yeah, well, that's the thing is it's going to take me a while before I get to the level of Kurt Angle. And that's even something Luke was telling me. He was like, hey, man, he's like, kind of need to start changing up your gear just because, I get a lot of Kurt Angle vibes, and unless you're wrestling like Kurt Angle, I don't want to see you looking like Kurt Angle. I'm like, all right, duly noted. I said, we're going to work on some gear. So I'm actually currently working on getting some new stuff made up, trying to get a little bit more of a unique setup, because a lot of people have been saying that, though. And I feel like Kurt Angle, it's definitely the USA gimmick is a one and done, because nobody can do it like Kurt Angle, and I don't expect anybody, doing it ever better than he did. I gotcha.
Guy wore a singlet for over 20 years, a red, white, and blue singlet with a broken freaking neck.
So, your biggest accomplishment so far?
Biggest accomplishment, I think it's just right now. It's where we're at the Sanctuary. Is we started out, and it was a really, really awkward situation when we first started out. Trotsky was in need of a new batch of guys, and he had a fallout with a previous business partner. The entire locker room went with him, and they left. Started with nothing. He plucked a bunch of guys. He plucked a bunch of trainees and said, I'm going to give you guys 3 months, and I'm going to turn you guys into workers. 3 months, several days a week, several hours a day, taught us the basics, taught us bumps, rolls, suplexes, psychology. It was a crash course, and we managed to put on a season with 6 characters, and we told we told fun stories. Everybody had a feud. Everybody was able to find themselves, and we got through it. We came out of that season feeling good about ourselves, and then everything shut down. And then that's when one of our co-trainers from Gleason started bringing in his guys, and things started going, and they started doing more. And then a lot of the people that, we had some turnover in the past started coming back around again. And and we were able to mend some relationships. Now we have more people coming in. And we invested a lot of money into our set, our design. If you see the pictures and the videos at the Sanctuary, it looks incredible. So I think the biggest accomplishment is just watching the evolution of the Sanctuary over the past 2 years, where we're at, where we were at one point, where we're at now, where we plan on going. We have a lot of big plans, and we just want to keep building and keep doing more. Especially now, we're doing more than just doing wrestling shows. We're doing, yesterday we just hosted our first ever Proving Ground event. So we have a panel between Trotsky, H.C. Loke, and Cowboy Billy Walker. So he's one of the head trainers at Gleason's with Johnny Rods. Think of it like a dress rehearsal where we go out, we're all gimmicked up, we work a match, there are fans there, but then we immediately break it down and critique it. So it's a dress rehearsal. So this is now the opportunity for these new guys coming in to actually listen to a vet that has the time to watch their match, not just hey bud, did you see my match out there? Yeah, slow it down, let it breathe, man, just soak it in a little bit. Yeah, you did good though. You're actually having an opportunity to get 10 minutes curtain to curtain. Let a vet watch you do a match. They tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly. If it's really bad, they'll pull you aside, but still you're getting that one-on-one time with constructive criticism, and it's only going to develop better workers, and we're providing that space so that people can do more. So biggest accomplishment is we got a lot in the can here at the Sanctuary. We always have something going on almost every week, and it's going to be really, really cool, especially if our plans go according the way we want them to. We're going to be able to do a lot of really cool stuff. So it's going to be a really good time. So you guys got to be staying tuned. So follow on Facebook and Instagram at the Sanctuary PA, Gordy Palko, all that to keep up to date with that. It's a good time.
You're making our job easier. You keep going ahead of us. You might have to take one of our spots.
No, I'm sorry about that. Sorry. I don't need to go to business for myself, but it's definitely, I'm excited for it. And it's real cool when, you have the opportunity to go elsewhere and tell people what you're up to and all the different things that's going on. Because at the end of the day, if everything's, you can create a healthy ecosystem, because now we're working with all these other local promotions, working with True, we're working with Backbreakers, we're working with WXW. We're creating a pretty cool hub where a lot of people can do some really cool stuff just, in our house. And then we can do the swap out. So you can have our guys go elsewhere and work and do more. So it's always really, really cool to get that healthy ecosystem.
So where do you see yourself in 2 years in your wrestling career?
2 years. Oh man, it's going to be here before I know it. I see myself, if I stay the course right now, I see myself working at least in each state on a regional level. I would love to venture off into the New England area. I would love to venture off to the Southeast, West Virginia, the Carolinas. So I hope, and one of the things that one of our mentors is saying is, try to find at least one diamond in each state that you can go to, so that you can start to expand and get a little bit more capital in yourself. So I see myself starting to go out more. I see myself starting to do more shows, do more matches. I see myself expanding my brand more, especially with it being more topical, because I started off with just the straight up Trump gimmick and now can't do that. So I had to peel it back. But then knowing what we're going into with 2022 right around the corner, seeing where the brand goes, because I'm trying to let that develop on its own. So trying to, kind of see where the wind blows with that. Keep on training, keep on developing, take bookings, learn more. I mean, I'm hoping for nothing but exponential growth moving forward.
Very cool. JJ, I know as soon as I heard Trump, I saw your face.
I can't hide it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. It was a good time. So we needed at the Sanctuary, we needed a really good heel. And this was 2019, so this was the middle of the collusion hoax. So we needed a guy to come out. So my origin story is literally Trotsky plucks me out of the crowd. I get up on stage. So what do you want to do? What do you want to be like? I'm like, I want to be somebody that does what's right, always tells the truth, always lends a hand, and people can count on him. He's dependable. He's like, oh, cool, like Captain America, right? I'm like, yeah, and like Donald Trump. And I just pull out my Trump flag, and immediately, it immediately got reactions. And then I was able to feud and do more with it. And I mean, for God's sake, I could go out on stage, do a 5-minute rant about what's been going on in the news for the week, get boos, and then, take the story from there. So it was a really, really, really fun thing to do. And then I had yet again, the way things unfolded the past year, had to kind of be like, okay, I want to keep this brand, but now I got to remove a couple things from it in order to make it viable, because some people just don't want to see any of that. So then it's like, okay, well then I can start peeling it back and doing more stuff. And, I do believe in the fact that there are no, like the Colby Covington there are no conservative athletes and celebrities out there that are openly, willingly saying things that go along with the conservative values. And I'm like, okay, well, that's what I'm going to believe in. That's what the brand is going to be. And obviously we don't need to cross any lines, but we can still have the brand there. We can still hit home the points. And hey, if somebody comes at me and somebody comes and provokes me, don't tread on me, bud. I'm going to immediately throw that right back at you. And then I'll hit you with the, with the big guns per se. So it's been really cool as the development of the character and how we're going to move forward with that.
I heard a little MJF thing in there. Hey, bud. I heard it.
Oh, hey, bud.
Yeah. MJF.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Well, that's even like I always like you always watch like hockey and stuff, and they chirp at each other. That's always, hey, bud. And then they start gunslinging at them. Yeah. Yeah,
that's what I'm going to start saying at JJ.
Like MJF.
I'm going to start saying that to JJ from now on. Hey, bud.
Yeah. No, I even say it to people too. Like when you got to keep people in line, like somebody comes in and they're doing something real stupid. You go, hey, bud, what you doing? How about you don't do that anymore?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to be saying that to JJ then, because I'm surprised he was even on time today for today's interview.
Yeah. Yeah, no, because
I didn't lay down.
There's even times too, like when we're training too, because we have a couple of newer guys coming in, and they'll be like working me in, like we'll be in there, we'll be training, we'll be doing stuff, and then they'll put something on a little stiff or a little sloppy, and I'll immediately flip the script on them, and be like, hey bud, how about we don't do that next time, okay? Cool. All right, let's keep going. So yeah. But no, it's a good time. It's cool too, because especially when you start seeing some people that with that type of brand, there's people that get it and there's people that don't. There's people that if they understand the psychology in wrestling and they know that, especially when I was doing the way far right Trump gimmick, the MAGA, I'd come out MAGA hat on, Trump flag out, and then you never know who's coming through that curtain. That they can come in. Especially in Hazleton, densely populated Hispanic area. I come in, the Marcy Cabrera, the champion at the time, Dominican, and this is how we're gonna fix the immigration problem. Low blow, the next thing you know, something happens to me. He comes back, he gets his comeback, finishes me off. Like crowd just goes nuts over it. It's it's just an easy foil to. Especially when you're trying to do more topical-based storylines.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So do you have any, would you say you have any regrets so far in your career?
Biggest regrets, I wish I did it earlier. I wish somebody told me sooner you could do this. Or because if I started, even let's say if I started... So I started at the age of 22, 23. If somebody told me at 18, hey, man, you could do this, or hey, here's a flyer, here's a wrestling school, you can go to the wrestling school and learn how to wrestle, that would be 4 more years that I'd have under my belt. You have a guy like an Ace Austin who started at 17, now he's 24, 25 years old, and he's absolutely killing it. He has, granted, Ace Austin is a nut, but just thinking you have all these extra years under your belt to develop and hone and and craft and ride around and carpool and do this stuff. And biggest regret is I wish somebody told me you could do this sooner. I wish I learned about it sooner. I wish I did the research on it sooner. and I wish that I was able to believe in myself sooner, because it's been quite the journey. It's been quite the ride. Every time you think you know something, somebody else shows you a completely different way to make it. It's been incredible. So that's been my biggest regret overall. I'm happy. I'm happy with what I've done. Happy with what I plan on doing. I'm happy with what's currently going on. I have a very busy schedule outside of wrestling, so it's tough to manage everything. However, it's all about balance, and it's all about figuring out how you can get everything in at once.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, Gordy. So the next thing is we call it off the top segment.
Okay.
JJ is going to give you how many are you going to do tonight, Jay? 5 or 10?
Oh, baby.
I got 5.
All right, so he's going to give you 5 wrestlers.
Uh-huh.
And you got to tell us the first thing that pops into your head when you hear their name.
Oh, man. Okay.
All right, JJ, shoot.
First one I got off the top is Kurt Angle, but you kind of already answered that one.
Oh. Yeah, Angle Slam. Now, are these moments, are these moves, or is this just the first thing that comes in?
Just like a couple word answer with the first thing that pops into your head.
I just think of Kurt Angle all the time. Hits that big slam, takes off those singlets, heads bobbing back and forth. He's yelling, screaming, spitting, sweating. And that was the intensity. Kurt Angle all day. That's always what I think of. The strap's down, and he's yelling.
Wait, that's kind of how we look too when we get home from work, and we're taking our work clothes off. How about it, Jay?
Especially today, buddy.
Yeah.
See, that's how I get when somebody eats my leftovers in the fridge. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, I got number 2 would be Chad Gable.
Chad Gable. Oh, man. Chad Gable. I just think about when he was I just think when he was making his singles push in the King of the Ring, and he ended up losing to Baron Corbin, but the crowd was so behind him. And that was biggest thing was when you have somebody that's organically getting over, especially when he does that O'Connor roll in the corner, rolls, completes, hits it with the German, and gets somebody with the bridge. It was absolutely magic. He did that against Andrade, and I was like, first time I watched it, I popped out of my seat immediately, just went nuts. So he is a hell of an athlete. But yeah, just that O'Connor roll German, boom.
I think he's been grossly misused.
Oh my God, he's a nut. And then I even have a friend that he's a big fan of Olympic wrestling, and he's been able to follow that stuff too. And I mean, he shows me highlight reels of Gable when he was a shoot wrestler, and he's just a nut.
Okay, Shelton Benjamin.
Shelton Benjamin. Oh, ain't no stopping me. No. Always start with that entrance song was always big. My brother, my second oldest brother, huge Shelton Benjamin fan. And I always think about the jump off the top rope, eat that super kick from Shawn Michaels. That's always memorable. And that's like one of the biggest, that was one of the biggest, shocker moments in that era.
Yeah, that's the first thing that comes to my mind when I think about him also. Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar. Definitely just think off my head, Suplex City, bitch. I love Brock Lesnar. Especially one of my friends in college was a huge Brock Lesnar mark. He was all about it. So it was always fun watching interviews, and whenever he came out, it was just, you knew you were going to watch something nuts unfold. It was always going to be like a bloodbath. So Brock Lesnar, I kind of missed his initial WWE run, but, I mean, I've seen the Shooting Star Press with him and Angle. It's absolutely ridiculous. And then when he showed back up right after Cena lost to Punk, he lost to The Rock, and then he just started beating the hell out of Cena. That was another one, too. It was Brock is back. This is now, he's the new monster.
How about Boombox Brock?
Oh, Boombox Brock. The memes were good. The memes were good for Brock. A lot of people I wasn't a big fan of him winning the Money in the Bank, but he took something, ran with it, and watching him do the shuffle with the briefcase in his shoulder, looking like a complete clown, definitely looked really good. It looked great on him. Nobody else would have been able to do that.
Certainly, yeah. All right, and last but certainly not least, Gordy Palko.
Oh, Gordy Palko. Dude, that guy is such a mark. He's such a... Oh, man, he's the drizzling shits. When I think of Gordy Palko, I think about I had a really fun feud with one of our previous workers at the sanctuary. Her name's Ronnie. And Gordy Palko had a really fun feud with Ronnie. Ronnie was trans, and we did this whole pride versus pride angle. And one thing that I always get asked about when people go through the archives is when she was telling me that the American flag stood for racism and bigotry and homophobia. And then she held up her pride flag, and she's like, this stands for unity and love and pride. And I just look at it. Well, I don't look at it. Gordy looks at it, and Gordy just goes, it's the ugliest flag I've ever seen. It's like a thing looks like a box of crayons. And I'm like, open that thing up. And I said, that thing is just hideous. I'm like, it's not a flag. So when I think of Gordy Palko, I just think of him pissing on the pride flag, telling Ronnie it looks like a box of Crayola crayons.
That's tremendous.
Sounds like Gordy might be a shithead.
Oh, Gordy is a shithead.
Yes, we like it.
Gordy was a bigot, man. But it was funny because so earlier in this feud, Gordy goes against Ronnie because they have a drag show going on, and Gordy ends up losing to Ronnie because of a cheap shot. Then Gordy has to do the drag show. So going into it, Gordy does the drag show. He loses his match against Ronnie. Now we go into America. We go into July, the real Pride Month, and then Ronnie doesn't want to do it. Gordy takes a shoot. They do a Pride versus Pride flag match. Gordy Palko ends up winning the match, and people were still getting mad that Gordy Palko won after the opponent already had their victory in the series. At the end of the match, we both hugged it out. It was all good, but people just didn't want to see Gordy Palko, the Keystone Conservative, ended up being the winner at the end of the day. But
Right.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm just waiting to get canceled.
All right. So I got two random questions for you. Are you a WWE or AEW guy right now?
Right now, when it comes to a week by week AEW, but I watched Money in the Bank last month, and I had a lot of fun. And as soon as I heard John Cena's music hit, and he came down, and Roman Reigns did his promo, the acknowledgement, and then Cena just came piping right in. It drew me back in, but then there is really no follow up to it. Whereas AEW, I feel like at the very least they have that consistency of being able to hit the target. They may not hit a bullseye every time, but they're at least hitting the yellow. So I'd have to say currently AEW right now. But
yes,
there's a lot of stuff going on with WWE. So it's tough to judge where they're going to go moving forward, especially with everything happening behind the curtain. But right now AEW is I would say they're pushing up a better wrestling product at the end of the day.
Did you hear him, Jay? He said AEW. I'm not sure if you heard him or not.
No, my speaker went dead. I didn't hear that.
Oh no! Why? Is he a WWE purist?
Oh yeah, and don't you ever mention Roman Reigns in front of him and talk bad about him.
I like Roman Reigns. I don't have an issue with Roman. I liked Roman Reigns even when everybody else hated Roman Reigns in 2017. So I got no problem. I still have my hit hard, hit often T-shirt. I wear that shit to the gym. I love it. So I got no issues with Roman Reigns. Usually people are heckling me because I like Roman Reigns.
You and JJ just became best friends.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey, Striker.
Hey, Gordy, did you know that Roman Reigns' cousin came on the show?
Oh, did he? Which one? He's got like a million of up there.
That's Roman Snows.
Oh my goodness.
Roman Snows.
You're an idiot.
I was gonna say, I mean, there's like a million cousins running around. So I mean, and like a quarter of them are all at WXW and the Wild Samoan. So
Right.
you never know. You never know where they're gonna pop up because they did that. They did like the Walmart brand with Lance Jr. Or like
Oh, did
Lance.
they?
Yeah, they did that. I forget who the heck he's feuding with, but they did the whole. I think it was like Shane McMahon when he was feuding with Roman, and they pulled out Lance. Lance had like a little, he looked looked like Roman Reigns, but not. So it was a fun little dig.
That's the Dynasty is something else, man. That's real.
Yeah. No, it's interesting, especially when you go there and if you have the right people behind the curtain showing up. I mean, we even had Toa Maivia show up at the Sanctuary a couple weeks ago too, and he's just hanging out with us. So yeah,
oh, very cool.
It's definitely pretty neat. But yeah, so no, big fan of Roman Reigns. I think if anything, right now he's one of the main pillars. He's the reason why people are tuning in right now.
This interview was going so well until just now.
Oh well. I mean, he sucks. Yeah, I'm all about the Young Bucks. Yeah.
JJ loved that one. All right, Gordy.
Cucamonga kids.
What was that?
Gordy, when you go out at night and you go to a local eatery, what is your go-to wing flavor?
Oh, wing flavor. Really digging okay, are we talking like bona fide wings or like boneless bites?
What? A real wings with the bone in.
Okay. I've been really digging that sweet, spicy red chili sauce, that sweet Thai chili sauce. That's been good. Buffalo Blue. Get some mild sauce mixed with blue cheese all day. Or I'd say that those are my two biggest ones. Really like a red garlic. Especially up in this area, the Wilkes-Barre Grand area, man, we got some good pizza and wings. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, Jay, you're up.
All right, buddy. Go ahead and plug away. Plug your shit.
All right.
The media.
All right. So right now I'm only, as far as socials, I am on Facebook. You can find me at facebook.com/Gordy Palko. I'm going to be trying to post a lot more wrestling-related stuff through there. Bookings, other local stuff going on. Anything that I somehow have a hand in, I'm going to try to push that on through there. You can also follow me on Instagram at jpalkolicious. That's my own personal, but I do post some wrestling stuff there. Feel free to give me a follow. It's JPALKOLICIOUS, just like Fergalicious. Those are my two biggest ones. I'm not really a Twitter guy because I think Twitter is a cesspool. And I really, really, really recommend if you want to tune into some really fun shows, Sanctuary PA. That's Sanctuary PA on Instagram, I believe Twitter, and on Facebook. So you can tune into the Sanctuary. We have a lot of cool stuff going on. We have live streams on Facebook, so you can check out our shows all the time. Come to our shows. They're usually just $5 for entrance. We have a season pass that you can get. You also get a T-shirt. So there's all different kinds of cool stuff. I have my own T-shirt. It's pretty sick. And it's a good time. So feel free to follow on all that stuff.
Very cool.
Cool.
All right, Gordy. So how about cutting us a short 30-second to a minute promo about being on Pro Wrestling Extreme Talk tonight?
Oh, baby. All right. All right, everybody. This is Gordy Palko, the Keystone Conservative, coming out of the beautiful state of Pennsylvania. I'm here right now with JJ and Stryker on Pro Wrestling Extreme Talk. If you guys want to come and listen to some really good conversation about pro wrestling with people that don't want to just feed you the bull crap like everybody else, you got to come here and check it out. They have upcoming stars. They have living legends. They have veterans. They got ring generals, everything you want, everything you need. They're talking about pro wrestling, chicken wings, stories, feel-good stuff. So feel free to come in, check it out, and you will not regret it. Come together, and we're all going to win by a landslide. Bring it up, baby.
Awesome.
Very cool, man. Very cool. Thank you very much.
All right, guys. Thank you.
That is it. That is it for tonight with you, Gordy. We appreciate you coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
And hopefully we can get you on again in the future. We would love to have you back on.
Be like keeping up with the Kardashians.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I can always, I really recommend if anybody name drops that they're coming from Sanctuary, get them on the show. They're really, really good guys. We can always do some type of group outing, okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Spread the word on your end for us, and we'll definitely get them on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, all day. All right, guys, have a good night.
We appreciate you.
Let's see you.
Have a good night. And there you have it. We had Gordy Palko. Whoa, why are you big and why am I small? There we go. That's much better.
That's never happened ever.
Much better. So, man, Gordy Palko had a lot to say.
It was very entertaining.
It was entertaining. From the Sanctuary in Hazleton, PA.
Yeah,
That's
hopefully we can get some more guys on and, like you said, do a little group thing.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds like a fantastic time. So, give me 1 second here, Jay. So, I just want to give another shout out here to our new sponsor. It is, as you can see, whoops, wrong one. Hang on. You think I'd get this shit by now?
You're still green.
Yeah. All right. So, Red's Texas Barbecue. Man, Jay, one of these nights we got to go up there and get some more of that food. I had the brisket sandwich to die for.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
Absolutely.
And then also, as you can see here, there's their information. And they also do catering. So if you need something catered.
I wasn't aware of that. That's very cool.
Yep. Absolutely. So, all right. I said we had a prize giveaway for a gift certificate. It is for Red's Texas Barbecue. And Jay, what are we going to do for somebody local to win this gift certificate?
Well, I'm assuming that everybody watching this is a wrestling fan. So,
and 36 different countries. Don't forget, from the Habit Boys said that.
That's right. And I was tasked with coming up with a question that was kind of difficult to answer. And the first person that answers this will win that gift certificate. Now you have to be local. We're not. And why would you want a gift certificate from a place you're never going to eat?
That's right. And if nobody gets it on the show tonight, we'll just save it for another day.
Yeah.
All right. So let the masses hear it. What's the question?
The question is, who was the very first IWGP champion for New Japan Pro Wrestling?
Ooh. Man. What year would that have been, Jay?
1983.
Oh, good gravy. I can't remember.
Obviously, somebody's going to get it with everybody having a Google machine on their phone.
Yeah, don't cheat. Don't be a shithead and cheat. So we'll wait. We'll wait and see if anybody comments.
Yeah, we'll wait a couple minutes.
One more thing, Jay.
Oh.
What is in the envelope? What is in the? What is it? Yes.
I'm not Karnak. How am I supposed to know?
I wasn't asking you personally, you asshole.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying. What is in this envelope? Any guesses?
Well, by the look of it, it's some sort of autograph.
Are you sure?
No, clearly.
You want to take one more guess?
Is it the title to your brand new vehicle?
No, it is not.
Oh, okay.
And to be quite frank, I lost it already. I'm not sure where it's at. It's probably still in the car. But I could have sworn I brought it in. Who knows? Anyway, it'll pop up eventually. All right, guys, you see the question. Who won the very first IWGP Championship for a gift certificate to Red's Texas Barbecue? Can I answer it? Because I'm hungry.
You are not eligible either.
Son of a bitch.
So the suspense is killing me. What's in the envelope?
All right. So I got to tell you a little background story that what's in the envelope.
Okay.
So, well, it's not a backstory, but it's messed up. They messed it up. I'm not too happy about it, but hey, what are you going to do? All right.
What is that? A license plate?
That is a license plate.
Oh, well, would you look at that? What's messed up about it?
Well, you see the white border? The white border?
Yeah.
It was supposed to be black.
Ah.
Yeah, and they sent it white. And I'm not a real strong betting man, but even though I'm looking at this, you probably can't tell, but it's crooked.
It's
crooked.
It's a little off center. Yeah.
It is off center. So I mean, here I'm going to show you how off centered. That's how off centered it is.
Okay, but here's the thing: so you're driving down the road, nobody's going to know that that's off center.
No, you're right, but I know. And you know how I am. You know, this was going to be my own personal license plate.
Okay, so now you're not using it.
So now I am not going to use it because it's crooked and the white border should have been black.
What did you pay for that piece of merchandise?
You don't want to know. That's why I am not too happy about it. So I'm not sure if I want to send it back or what do I do? What would you do?
I'd use it, but
all right. So, do you want it?
No, I don't want it.
Oh, because you got that bulldog one.
Right.
Gotcha. Well, maybe I'll save it for the group get together. That is another thing that we need to talk about. Hang on one second.
Is that a local company?
No.
Okay.
No. I'll send you the what the hell was it? Buildasign.com.
Ah.
And I also got another little surprise, but I can't show that one to you. However, I did get one for you.
Oh.
So I next time I see you, I will be sure to give it to you.
All right. Well, I'm excited. I do like presents.
Yeah, yeah. I got a gift. I got a gift for you.
Yeah, you're gifted.
So, guys, there was some interest in the group get together in September. A few people showed interest, and nobody has responded back. So we need if who's going to show, we need to know. If not, we're going to cancel it so that Tulloons can release the room to somebody else that, in case somebody else wants to book it. So please, within the next few days, maybe to a week, let us know if you want to come. And it was September 19th, right, Jay?
I do believe that was the date. Yes.
So yeah, let us know. If not, it's not a big deal. We'll cancel it. We just need to know. All right, last chance for a gift card to Red's Texas Barbecue. Who won the very first IWGP championship? Anything you want to say, Jay?
I enjoyed the interview tonight. It was very cool. I'm interested to check his Fed out.
You never heard of the Sanctuary?
I've checked into it, but to go and watch their live streams. I mean,
Oh, I gotcha. Are you, as soon as we get off here, are you going to watch a little bit of Raw?
I'm taking a shower and going to bed.
Get the hell out of here.
I am.
I'm talking about the shower part. You're actually going to shower?
I don't need that.
I was asking. So,
I'm the cleanest guy you know.
how many times a day do you shower?
2 or 3.
Get the hell out of here.
Sometimes I shower at night because it's cheaper.
Yeah. I wash clothes at night because it's cheaper. You jackass.
Yep.
Wow.
That 13 cents you save really builds up, huh?
It does. Times that by 12. Smart ass.
I just noticed there's a humongous hole in my wall.
What the hell are you doing?
Never mind. I know where that came from. That's another story for another time.
Is it a glory hole or what the hell is it?
Not for me, it's not.
Oh my. Well, nobody guessed it, Jay, so I guess we will hold on to the gift certificate.
Yeah, hold on to it. Maybe we can do something else.
Yep, we will. So what do we got this week? Let's see. Thursday, we got PJ Melly. It's 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And then we got Steel City Con this weekend. Can't wait.
Sunday, right?
Sunday. Oh, yeah, and I was gonna tell you and I forgot. But Uncle Tony is gonna be riding with us on Sunday.
What?
Uncle Tony.
All right. I like it.
Yes, sir. He also requested to be on the show sometime this week if we can fit him in, and he's not busy. I think he has something to say.
I got no doubt about that.
Yep. So pretty cool. We are now up to 3 sponsors, Jay.
Yeah, I like it.
It's very cool. We appreciate every single one of our sponsors. Uh-oh, hang on. We got a comment. Jason Reese said it's Antonio Inoki.
Nah.
Negative, Reese.
The guy, he was in the match, but he didn't win.
Nice try, Jason Reese.
Get your shit together.
You shithead. Damn shitheads. It's okay. You don't need to cry about it. It was just the wrong answer.
I'm extremely upset.
So what else is going on in the life of JJ right now?
Nothing, buddy. Just doing these podcasts with you. Seems like I work, do a podcast, and go to bed. I live a very, very exciting life currently.
Well, we gotta do something to change that. Well, you shouldn't be going to bed at 8:00 at night.
Well, by the time I shower and stuff, it'll be 9, so that's fine.
It takes you an hour to shower.
I got a lot to do.
That 13 cents that you're saving for showering at night is going down the drain showering for a fucking hour.
I got a lot to scrub.
I don't even want to know. Jason Reese with the first wrong answer.
You know what? Even if he comes back with the right one, screw him. He's disqualified.
Yeah.
Because I know he used, you know what? Because I know he used Google and he read it backwards. I guarantee it.
Is that true, Reese? Did you use the Google and read it backwards? What was for dinner tonight, big guy?
My beautiful fiance made me tacos.
Get the hell out of here.
They were already ready when I got home from work.
Wow.
Too bad the damn shells were stale.
Oh, so now you just had to call her. You had to call her out, saying that she made stale tacos.
She didn't make the shells. I purchased them from a local grocery store, and I looked at the box, and they were 3 months old.
Is that local grocery store close to me?
Yeah.
That's one thing you never do. You got to make sure before you leave that store, you check those dates.
I should have used the goddamn box instead of those taco shells.
Wow.
Was not happy.
So what did you end up doing then? Just eating tacos with a stale shell?
I ate about 1.5 of them, threw them away. I couldn't get through it.
All right, first of all, I know that's a lie. You're not throwing any type of food away.
I'll take you right down and show you in the garbage can.
God, you're something else. Wasting food?
Why don't I want to eat stale shit? Why am I something else?
There's people over in Somalia that would die to have that food, and you're throwing that shit away?
I don't give a shit.
Oh, listen to you. Real nice.
I don't care. Tell them to get a job.
Wow. Where's your heart at?
I don't know.
All right, Angry Cat, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to turn on.
I am buying that mouse pad tomorrow. But I don't even need one because this has a little touch screen on it.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna get it and hang it on the door over here.
Oh, that's great. All right, my guy. Well, I will see you on Thursday. We're back here.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Pro Wrestling Extreme Talk. We are done for tonight. Go enjoy your wrestling, and we will see you soon.